Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We're going to be going over the top nutrient deficiencies you may be suffering from if you have acid reflux or you're on acid-based blockers. So stomach acid blockers can come in many shapes and sizes, various medications. Some of those are called proton pump inhibitors, some are H2 receptor blockers, and much more. But basically, at the end of the day, they're looking to shut down your stomach acid production, and you may believe that that's actually a good thing because you're dealing with acid reflux or GERD or some type of issue that may make it difficult for you to go about your normal daily activities. Sometimes it's just when people lie down in bed, they start to get a little bit of that acid reflux coming back up. Sometimes it's almost after every time they eat. And oftentimes it could be for almost what seems like no reason at all that you're dealing with acid reflux and GERD. So what I want to share with you here today, I've done many shows on acid reflux before. Just keep in mind, acid reflux, I know your doctor's going to tell you it's genetic or it's this or it's that. Just remember, there's always an underlying root cause. And it's just up to you because you're the patient, right? Like literally after all, you're the patient. You get to decide, do you want to work on the underlying root cause or do you want to palliate the symptoms and simply go about your day? Because what I'm here to share with you is that those people that take the medication and palliate their symptoms are much more prone to IBS, IBD, digestive issues, potentially autoimmune issues in the future. And the reason is that you are allowing bacteria, parasites, and other things to become, or should say, move through your stomach unabated by the acid, which would ordinarily kill them, right? Like that's one of the big benefits of stomach acid. Stomach acid is there to break down specifically proteins, really important, but all food in general, because when it then moves from your stomach, and I have my little buddy right here, Walter, if you want to check him out, if you're watching this on video. The stomach, let me remove the lungs here. All right, we'll remove the heart. And what we're left with is then the esophagus that's moving down, right? So right through, this is the thyroid right behind it. It's moving down to the stomach. And what happens is when it holds in the stomach, anywhere from 30 minutes to 3+ hours, depending on the type of meal, the job of the stomach is to actually break down those solids into more of a liquid. And then that liquid, also referred to as chyme or chyme, moves into the first part of the small intestine, which is right over here. This first part of the small intestine is called the duodenum. And here is where it meets with bile acids from the liver mixing with the higher pH, or it should say the lower pH, the acids. From the stomach, it meets the higher pH, which is the bile, and that actually rips apart many of the different molecules, such as the fatty acids, and allows you to then absorb those smaller molecules throughout the gut wall. Now, if that process doesn't take place, you have partially undigested food moving into your intestines, which then begins to putrefy, ferment, create more bacteria, create more yeast, and maybe even more inflammation causing gut permeability or intestinal permeability. So we have to understand is there's always an upline and downline flow through the body. Food comes in, it needs to be broken down. If not, it's going to cause issues downline in the body. So done many shows before on acid reflux, what the underlying root causes are. Please don't overlook them. I invite you to just work with an integrative health practitioner. I invite you to either work with our team, a local naturopathic doctor near you, someone that is able to assess what your underlying root cause is. Because you know what? There's not a million. I always tell people there's like a dozen underlying root causes for every health-based condition. So you might say, well, that still sounds like a lot. And I don't disagree. It's around a dozen. But the thing is, I always say, worst case scenario, you work through every single one of the possible root causes, like one a month, you still have it all figured out within a year. Like that's the truth. That's the longest it should ever take. But most likely it's not going to take you that long, especially if you do testing to figure out what your specific deficiencies or toxicities are. In the case of acid reflux, just a kind of a quick list of possible issues that may be causing that acid reflux are stress. Overall stress, that can do it, honestly. When people are more stressed, they are more prone to acid reflux. The next is an H. pylori infection in the stomach. It's a specific bacteria that you can get from undercooked meats, from salad bars, unclean dishes, things like that, such as that, especially at a restaurant. Okay, another one is low stomach acid. Believe it or not, low stomach acid can lead to acid reflux. Why? Well, the lower esophageal sphincter, if I remove the liver, and we've got the stomach here, there's a little valve right here, okay? Inside that muscle is it meant to close in the presence of high stomach acid, and it's meant to open in the presence of low stomach acid. So if you have low stomach acid in your stomach, but you've got just a little bit of it, there's some, well, with gas and different things like that, it can force that little bit of stomach acid up into the esophagus, and now you have acid reflux. All right, another is a hiatal hernia. A hiatal hernia is actually a hernia up near the closing of the stomach, so that lower esophageal sphincter again, forcing the valve to stay open, that muscle to stay open, now allowing acid to come back up. Weak digestion is a big part of this as well. Overeating, so actually packing your stomach with too much food, right? That can be one of them as well. Poor food combining, this is a big one too. If you're mixing, a lot of people combine fruit with meat and oils. It does not digest very well in many people's stomachs. Not every person, but for many people. Some people also just don't digest spices as well. Part of that is because they have a histamine issue, right? An allergy-based issue. And those histamines, they drink alcohol or they eat spicy food. It actually causes a little bit more acid, right? Some more inflammation. And one more could be overfilling your stomach with fluids, liquids, water at meals, when for the most part, your body's meant to be eating food at the meal and just enough water and able to mix with that and digest it. Save the water for a half hour before meals and an hour after meals, just enough fluid during the meal to get the food down and mix. Okay. And lots of Ayurvedic shows too on different types of food combining. So the second part is assessing why you might have high stomach acid. Really important. The number one test you can run is called a bacteria and parasite stool test. The reason is it checks for H. pylori. It's a big one, and it's going to check for a lot of those digestive issues. In general, if you can run the big three, which is the gut bundle, you'll look at food sensitivities, yeast overgrowth, and other deficiencies as well, B vitamins, etc., which we'll talk about in just a moment. And you would run that bacteria and parasite stool test. So Candida metabolic and vitamins test, food sensitivity, and the bacteria and parasite stool test. Those are at stevencabral.com/labs. And again, you can run them with any qualified health practitioner. It doesn't have to be with us. All right, so now we're getting to what nutrients would you be deficient in, or may your clients be deficient in, or patients, if you're a practitioner. Well, a lot of them you may have heard before, but I want to take you through basically all of the ones that are at least scientifically validated that if you're on proton pump inhibitors or you're on H2 blockers, these can be real issues, of course, inside of the stomach and the digestive tract. And one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of preempt this as well is that you need acid to be able to break down these foods and then extract these nutrients. Okay, so let's go through those right now. The first one's calcium. Really important. Why do we need calcium? It's not just for strong bones. Okay, yes, calcium is very important for strong bones, but you need it for smooth muscle contraction, for energy, for being able to lift weights, to have any type of real muscular-based endurance. Extremely important for that. It's needed for all of the tissues in the body. So calcium's a big one, and then its partner is magnesium, and you can be deficient in magnesium too. So we need magnesium actually to calm the sympathetic nervous system, also for the smooth muscles, for the heart, and so much more. Okay, so calcium, magnesium, those are two big minerals. Another mineral is iron. So if you are anemic and you're on acid blockers, you might have your reason why. Should you just continue to do iron-based infusions? I would think not, but again, I'm not here to give you any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis. That's for you to chat with your doctor about. But again, if your doctor's only remedy is putting you on more pharmaceuticals, I would not say not to go see your doctor, but I would just at least get maybe a second opinion, a way to go about this more naturally. Okay, let's start to move now. Well, let's do one more mineral, and it's zinc. So a lot of people hear about zinc. It's important with the immune system, yes. But zinc is actually one of the most anabolic minerals in the body. It helps rebuild and repair all tissues in the body, right? So extremely important. Yes, immunity, but also tissue repair. Some of the vitamins would be vitamin B9, folic acid. Another one of those reasons why you may be deficient in overall oxygen uptake or anemia is folate. Really big one. Another one, its partner, and I shouldn't say its partner, but it's like, we'll look at it as not its opposite, but one that it works really well with, and that's vitamin B12. So another reason why you could be anemic is you could have low levels of methylcobalamin or vitamin B12. And the last one is vitamin D. So those people that continue to take vitamin D, but they don't have enough stomach acid, one of the issues, at least from food-based extraction, is not being able to properly break that down and extract it. Not that there's a ton of vitamin D in food in the first place. However, even using a supplement with low stomach acid, I think you'd be better off. But it would be much more bioavailable to your stomach, to your gut, to your digestion if you did have more stomach acid. And again, I'm not talking about high stomach acid. I'm talking about the proper amount of stomach acid to be able to break down these nutrients. So those are the vitamins that you may be deficient in. I'm going to list them at stevencabral.com/2678. And if you're on stomach acid blockers, you're not able yet to find the root cause. You're not able yet to speak with your doctor about weaning off the medication because you don't want to stop, without your doctor's permission and to work with them, is you want to at least, again, run the at-home lab testing and then at least start to supplement right now because we can't pretend like you're probably not going to be deficient, right? So using something like the daily nutritional support powder as your all-in-one powder with all your vitamins and all of your minerals, all your nutrients, or a daily activated multivitamin. I can't link these up. Don't have the ability. Once you start talking about medical-based conditions, you're not allowed to link up nutritional supplements to them. You can find the ones that I use in my practice at stevencabral.com/shop. This is the bare minimum, either a daily nutritional support powder, 2 scoops a day, or the daily activated multi is just 2 capsules with breakfast, 2 at dinner. On top of that, you may want to use the Cal Mag Complete. That's calcium and magnesium in one supplement. You could also use supplemental full spectrum magnesium, or even calming magnesium before bed for a solid night's sleep. And the last one is just vitamin D, vitamin D3. It's already in your daily activated multi or your daily nutritional support, but for most adults, you need a little bit more. There's vitamin K2 already in the daily activated multi, as well as the daily nutritional support, but if you wanted extra K2, there's also a vitamin D3 K2 product. There are many more products you could take, but honestly, that's the bare necessities. You're going to get all of those in just those 3 products. You can always add an extra activated B complex if you're low in energy, low in mood. Certainly that could give you a little bit of a boost. But again, that's an add-on from your basics. Hopefully this was helpful. Always happy to do follow-ups as well. We'll link up previous shows on acid reflux and GERD and many of the others too. But again, let us know how we can help. We're here for you. Our team's here for you. You can find all of the show notes today at stevencabral.com/2678. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the day. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.